It's about time with Rashawn. It's about time boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang? Thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel, who has been taking out the time to watch the videos, like the videos, share the videos, and leave the comments. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Encourage others to subscribe to the channel. Become part of the About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang. And don't forget to hit that notification button. Stay up on the latest with us. Alright, Shawn Porter versus Terence Crawford. My final analysis. So now you got Shawn Porter and Terence Crawford. They both just turned 34 years old. Terence Crawford just turned 34 in September, and I think Shawn Porter just turned 34 in October. So a few months apart. And so you got Crawford, that's 37 and 0. 37 and 0 with 28 knockouts, and you got Shawn Porter, who is 31-3. I think 17 knockouts. Now, Terence Crawford is a 3-division world champion, and Shawn Porter, you could say, if you want to say 2-division, world champion earlier in his career. He won the WBO, NABO interim, junior middleweight title, and then of course he won his other titles at welterweight. So consider that, he won. He was a champion, so 2-division champion. So a lot of people, probably on paper, to some people, this fight looked like it's evenly matched, but it's not to me. And like I said, this is my final analysis. Feel free, to leave the comments in the comment section below. Let me know what y'all agree on and disagree on, or if y'all agree all the way, disagree all the way. Let's talk about it. All right. So the reason why I say it's not evenly matched is because styles. And again, I don't want, and because I feel like I gotta say this, because I think a lot of times I'm misunderstood. A lot of people misunderstand, when I say things, and they think like I'm attacking fighters and things like that. I'm not. But what I'm saying is, if you follow these guys' careers, you can see that Shawn Porter is a one-dimensional fighter. And when I mean one-dimensional, he has this one style that he fights, this aggressive, bull rushing, bum rushing style. That's how he fights. He's constantly, a lot of movement, but at the same time can cause you to exert a lot of unnecessary energy too, that you may need for the later rounds. And we know that Shawn Porter has gotten, gas like late in fights. You know what I'm saying? So, and he was dropped by Errol Spence late in the fight. He was dropped by Adrian Broner late in the fight. You see what I'm saying? So, and even though Terence Crawford was dropped by Kavaliauskas though, but still, when he got up, he was able to make the adjustments needed to finish Kavaliauskas off and win the fight. Shawn Porter, and I can't say this enough, and again, this is not me attacking him. This is just me giving my, my analysis based on following his career, watching him fight. He's never been one to be able to make adjustments in fights, and this is why when he fight those, when he fought the guys with the big names, he couldn't get over those humps because he couldn't make those adjustments. And honestly, like when he fought Keith Thurman, he should have been able to beat Keith Thurman, but because he couldn't make the adjustments necessary, in order to pull out the victory, he could, he just can't make those adjustments. Terence Crawford can make a lot of different adjustments. And I'm not just talking about his ability to be able to switch hit. You see what I'm saying? Shawn Porter can't switch hit. And okay, let's just say, okay, during this camp, they're doing stuff to try to prepare for that. But how you gonna prepare for something if you don't know at what point in the fight is gonna come? Now I again, this is my analysis. This is just what this is my, my take on things. I don't think that Shawn Porter and his father, I don't think that they give Terence Crawford the same amount of respect that they give Errol Spence. And what I mean by that is, I do think that they believe that Terence Crawford is just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than Errol Spence. But because, like, all right, when Shawn Porter fought Errol Spence, you see the aggression that he, and the pressure that he constantly applied. So now, during this training camp, from the videos that I've seen, it just looked like he's just elevated his level of aggression, as far as like giving that illusion that he's actually being aggressive when he's really not doing anything. He's just exerting unnecessary energy, all that movement, but nothing is getting done. Terence Crawford is not going to waste no unnecessary punches. He's going to take his time, he's going to set them shots up. Shawn Porter is going to come and just try to, I think that part of their plan is to try to be even more aggressive with Terence Crawford than they was with Errol Spence, because they believe that that's where they failed against Errol Spence. They wasn't aggressive enough. You know what I mean? And they felt like, they did pretty good with Errol Spence being the dangerous fighter that he is, and they were still able to get through that fight. So they feel like with Crawford, well, you know what? We're going to double that aggression and we're going to wear him down. And something going to land. Just stay on him and just keep throwing them combinations up top, bottom, something going to get through. And a lot of people, I don't, in my opinion, I don't think Terence Crawford get a lot of credit for his defense. But I think Terence Crawford has a pretty good defense. Does he get hit sometimes? Yeah, he do. We saw it when he fought Gamboa, a few other people, Kavaliauskas. We seen it. But once again, though, once he sees that he gets touched, see, this is what I mean. When Crawford, when he know that he gets touched, whether it's in the middle of the round, the end of the round, beginning of the round, when he realized that he has gotten touched, right away he knows I gotta adjust something. And he knows what adjustments to make so that he can start to gain the advantage. But you think Shawn Porter is going to be able to do that once Crawford catch him with something dangerous and he get hurt? No, you're going to see that worried look that Shawn Porter have in the corner. And then his dad going to start yelling at him, talking about, you're not doing what we talked about. You doing what you want to do. You not doing what I told you to do. When in fact, their game plan is to go out. Now, he says that he has some surprises in this fight, and he's saying that the people, that everybody's going to be surprised. Is that a possibility? Yeah, this is boxing. We know that anything can happen in this sport. But when Sugar Ray Leonard was fighting, I believe it was Tommy Hearns, and they was asking him about the bets and all that stuff, he said, if you a betting man, you would bet on Tommy. He said, but if you a smart man, you would bet on me. He was either fighting Tommy Hearns or Marvin Hagler. I believe it was Tommy Hearns, though. So, if you're a gambling person, then yeah, you more than likely you might bet on Shawn Porter. But if you're a smart man, you're going to bet on Terence Crawford. And my prediction is I got Terence Crawford catching Shawn Porter late in the fight with something and hurting him, and either the referee is going to stop it, or he going to drop, or he going to knock Shawn Porter. It's possible he may knock him out. depending on how bad the punishment looks, being on the outside of the ring looking in is possible. His father may even throw the towel in. It's possible, you know. But let me know. I listen. I would love to hear. I'm waiting. I want to know what y'all final analysis is, and how do y'all see this fight? Playing out. Please hit that like button. Tell everybody, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell and leave those comments in the comment section below. This is just my final analysis on Shawn Porter and Terence Crawford. I feel like Terence Crawford is going to catch him late in the fight, and he's going to hurt him with something, and Shawn Porter is just not going to be able to, make the adjustments, to get himself out of that trouble, especially if he catch him early in the round and hurt him, or in the middle of a round and hurt him. It's going to be too much time in there for him to get out of there. So that's why I say it's possible his father could throw in the towel, or the referee may jump in and stop it. Now, I don't, now Shawn Porter he definitely looked ready. He looked ready. And I believe he's been working hard. Now and we know that fighters always say, this is, this is a good camp, or this was my best camp. We know fighters say that all the time because they don't want to come across as being unprepared or ill-prepared or whatever the case is. But Shawn Porter said that this really, is a really good camp, and they've been training, at high altitudes and all that type of stuff. So he said that, Terence Crawford, up there in Colorado Springs, he said, yeah, we've been there, done that. We doing something different now, and all this stuff like that. But the thing is, if you saying you've been there, done that, how you know the stuff you ain't doing? Terence Crawford and his people, ain't already been there, done that, or have been doing something his whole career similar to that. And that could be the secret or the key to, his success, and why he's able to, he get hurt, he recover and come right back. You know what I'm saying? Because he, like when you catch him with something, he coming for that. He coming right back. And see, and that's the thing. When Shawn Porter get caught with something, he get worried. If you look at every fight that Shawn Porter has been knocked down in, look at his facial expression after he gets up. When the referee start counting and he get up, look at his facial expression and look at how he look. Do he look like he's confident, or do he look like he's worried? Like, I hope, I can just hang on for this round to be over. So I'm just trying. He got that look in his face like he's trying to survive now. I'm telling you, that's how he looked. I mean, and if I'm wrong, hey, again, drop those comments. Let me know. But like I said, I just, and again, please, I don't want y'all to, to misunderstand or misconstrue what I'm saying. This is no insult or attack on Shawn Porter, his accomplishments, or his reputation as a fighter. I think Shawn Porter is one of the, is a really good fighter. I think he's one of the best, fighters that's out there. He's not the best. He's one of the best fighters. I give him credit for his accomplishment. I respect what he's done. You know what I'm saying? But it's, it's all right. It's like this. You got fighters who've been fighting a certain type of way their whole career. Then they bring in a trainer that has something that they want to learn, and they feel like that they can incorporate that in one camp and take it into that next fight and benefit from it. The only difference is Shawn Porter didn't change trainers, but he feel like that they're doing something different that he's never done in his other camps, or doing some things that he felt like they got away from in his other camps. And he feel like that these things may be a benefit to him against Terence Crawford. And I'm not, it could be. But leopards don't change their spots. And the only time a jacket is reversible is when it's a reversible jacket. You're not gonna take a regular jacket that's not reversible and just wear it on the opposite side unless you're a weirdo. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't see them changing too much, other than feeling like he, his father tried to condition him to, to be more aggressive without possibly tiring out. Because like I said, I think part of their plan again is to be even more aggressive against Terence Crawford than they was in the Errol Spence fight. And if he can be even more aggressive, then he can give that illusion to the referees or to the judges outside that he's actually doing something when he's really not. And he does that a lot, a lot of movement, and then and he suffocate his own shots too when he start all that bouncing and jumping around, and then as soon as he come in, it's like there's nothing on the end of his shots because he too close. He too close, and I mean, if you find somebody that's almost basically evenly matched with you as far as height, I mean, if you get in close, of course you want to rip some body shots. You get in close to rip to the body. But when you can't jab and you right in front of the person, you know what I mean, you gotta have some distance and you gotta be able to establish your range so that your jab can be effective or your right hand. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, and I think Terence Crawford is a better combination puncher. I think his punches are more, or more combinated or better than Shawn Porter's. I don't think Shawn Porter, I'm not saying that of course he can throw, combinations, but sometimes he throw them from wild, awkward angles and stuff. But Terence Crawford is more accurate with his punches. He's more accurate, which makes his power even more dangerous. The more accurate you are, the more, the more damage your punches would do. The more accurate you are, the more damage your punches is going to do. Your accuracy is going to give you that power. You know what I mean? It's going to give you that speed, so that you can be effective. And I just, like I said, and I just don't see Shawn Porter doing anything different other than trying to I think he's going to try to rough Terence Crawford up. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if they, if they butted heads or something like that, because Shawn Porter is known for doing that too, coming real aggressive with his head and stuff like that. Fighters has talked about that in the past with Shawn Porter. So, I mean, I don't know. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think, man. Come on, let's talk about this one. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Drop them comments, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, and subscribe, to the Rashawn's About Time Boxing. So, like I said, I gave y'all my final analysis on the Crawford Porter fight, and so I want to hear what y'all think. Do y'all think that Shawn Porter's father has been training him the same way his entire career? So what is it that they really plan to do different? I mean, did y'all see something that I didn't see? Y'all follow Shawn Porter's career. Did y'all ever see him switch up his way of fighting? And like I said, if they didn't do anything to prepare for Terence Crawford switch hitting, that's even worse. That's going to be even worse. If they didn't do anything to prepare for the switch hitting, that's even worse. So if y'all preparing, what are y'all preparing for? Because y'all know you're a dangerous switch hitter. So like I said, I just think that they plan is just is to be more aggressive. I don't think that they give Terence Crawford the same respect. I'm not saying that they don't respect Terence Crawford. So I don't want nobody saying, "Oh man, you tripping. You don't know what you're talking about, man. He already said he respect him." I'm not saying that. There's a tremendous amount of respect between the two, as fellow fighters, as men. You know what I'm saying? And being in the amateurs together and just having a history together. It's that type of respect. But I think that they have a different type of respect for Errol Spence because they fought him already. But based on, I guess, them doing their film study, watching Terence Crawford, I think that they give Errol Spence a little more respect because they feel like Errol Spence is probably is more dangerous than Terence Crawford. But they don't realize, I don't think they realize how dangerous Terence Crawford really is. Terence Crawford is a dangerous man. Okay, very dangerous. And I think that they just gonna do the. I think they gonna follow the same blueprint they had when they fought Errol Spence, but just try to be, like I said, just try to be even more aggressive. I just think they just gonna try to be more aggressive, and think that they gonna think they gonna wear him down. I just feel like that they don't think that he's as dangerous as Errol Spence, and they felt like they weathered that storm, so they feel like they got Terrence. He's flawed some type of way. They can see it and all that, and not to leave this out too. Remember, Shawn Porter said that he was the fight that he was going off of the most was the Kavaliauskas fight. Now I don't know if he put that out there thinking that maybe it's some type of reverse psychology. Maybe he thinking, Bo Mack and them is gonna be like, oh, if he going off of that fight, then all right, yeah. So if he's going off of that fight, that's a mistake. Cause y'all saw the ending results of when he fought, Kavaliauskas. You know what I mean? So I mean, if he's using that fight as his best example of trying to point out flaws on Terence Crawford, yeah, then like I said, I got Terence Crawford stopping him late in the fight. But it's fight week, so we gonna see. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Please, oh please, oh please, hit that like button. Pass the word about Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Stay up on the latest with Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Till the next time, we out.